What's up, everybody? Parker's Place here, and we're doing a tier list. Office characters. Let's go. So, to pay our respects to The Office now that it is finally off of Netflix, which I probably will never watch it again since I don't plan on paying for Peacock. Let's go through our characters. Michael, GOAT. Like, okay, so he is dumb, but he has such a good heart and good intentions. And his love for Holly is just, I think it just makes the show really, really fantastic. Oscar, Oscar's like maybe B tier. Like, he is kind of quirky, but the fact that he like ruined Angela's marriage kind of sucks. That makes him not cool. David Wallace, he's kind of D tier. He was mean to Michael whenever when Michael was in the lawsuit with Jan and the company and everything, and he was never really considered for that corporate position. Can't do my dog Michael like that. Now Gabe, just there's nothing. He's just trash. Jim, C tier. Jim and Pam are always regarded as like the best characters in the show, which I disagree with that. Jim is just like he's mean. He's like mean to Dwight. Obviously at the end of the show they kind of become friends, but leading up to that, some of those things he does are just not cool. Like, taking his desk and putting it in the bathroom and wrapping the desk for that Christmas episode, and just all like the and the fact that he dated Karen and then he was just kind of like, I'm dishing you for Pam. Deuces. I don't blame him for that, because he's got to do what he's got to do, but that was really lame. It's kind of stupid. Kevin. Now Kevin, definitely comedy. He's like the comedy, but I don't like the fact that towards the end of the show they just made him stupid, just flat out stupid. He was really funny to start, and I like that, but it kind of just detracts from his character overall. But, oh well. Jo. Now Jo is another A character. She's not on the show for very long, but I thought she was a good leader. I thought she has some really cool Dalmatians. Those were pretty awesome to see. And I think she's a pretty cool character. Phyllis, you know what? We are going to add a row below. Terrible. It's the terrible tier. They're going to be that one. Oh, wait, no, that's going to change that one. Yeah. Sorry, we're doing this live. So this one is terrible. I gotta change the color too. We're doing this live. Phyllis and Nellie. Both of them are my least favorite characters in the show. Like, Phyllis, she just annoys me so much. I don't know why. She has like a couple of funny lines, but that's it. I just don't like her that much. I don't know why. I'm sorry, the actress that plays Phyllis, if you ever watch this video, I'm sorry, but I just don't like the way your character was written. And Nellie. Ooh. Nellie. She's annoying. The fact that she literally took Andy's job and was able to take it just by saying, no, I'm going to take his job. That also brings Robert California down, which I'll get to that whenever I get to that. But, ooh, man. Both of those characters, they just, Charles Minor, D tier. That dude is mean. He's like, a lot of these ranks are mostly if like they're cool or if they're mean. Like, the fact that he's just mean to Jim for like no reason because he wore a tux, it's kind of like, why should that make a difference? At least he's still dressed nice, but it is what it is. Clark Jr. D tier. He's nothing. Or Clark Jr. Dwight Jr. Clark. He's not very interesting. He bones Jan, and that's like the only thing he does. And he's in season 9, and he's out of season 9 for like half the season because he's with Jan. It's like, it doesn't really make sense. All right, Mose, I think is A tier. Mose is just like the zany, wacky character that you gotta have, and it's great that he comes in just like sporadically here and there. It really adds a little bit of that, spice in there in some of those episodes. Now Hank, I'm putting Hank in C tier. I also think Hank is kind of just, I feel like he is dreading his job. Every scene that Hank is in, he's just like, how y'all doing? And the fact that Obviously it kind of sucked that he took his time to let everybody back in, and whenever they lock themselves out of the office, but and it is what it is. But all right, Todd Packer. He's not in the terrible tier, but he's definitely D tier, just because he's another just terrible person. Like, he's a bad guy, and he trashed on Holly to Michael, like to Michael. That's just, you don't do that, man, unless there's this fundamental problem. But there's a fundamental problem with Todd Packer, so it is what it is. Stanley, I like Stanley, but he's in the B tier. Cause like there was that one scene that was like a deleted scene where it's Michael's leaving in season 7, and he's like, give me your crosswords, and Stanley's like resisting, and then it falls on the floor, and then it's like pictures. He said it's hentai and it's art. If they should have kept that in, that would have been epic. That would have been so awesome. But there's a couple other good moments, and like when he has like those big outbursts, those are really great. But that's really about it. Holly's I'm putting Holly at the top of 8. Well, let's put her right here. The reason she's not S tier is she's not in the show long enough. I think that, if she would have been in the show longer, she probably could have been, a bit higher up. But, and the fact that she dated AJ, so she's got to be A with AJ. So that is what it is. Pam, B tier. She has some funny moments too, but I feel like Jim and Pam, like, their characters kind of peaked, and the whole show in general kind of peaked around season 2 and 3. And I don't know. I just feel like Pam's character was, the fact that she didn't want Jim to succeed in his own personal endeavors with athlete or whatever, whatever part of the show. I think that's really uncool of her to do that, and it really, obviously she's not an S tier character for that reason, but it is what it is. She should have stuck with Roy, I'll be honest, because you see at the end of the show, like, her and Roy's life is just like amazing at his wedding, and so I bet Pam was probably thinking some second thoughts back then. Daryl, S tier. Dinkenflicka, going Mach 5, gonna fleece it out. Daryl, I think he just is a great character, and he just adds a little bit of. He's another character that adds some spice to the show, and I like the fact that he's a musician. That's really cool and everything. So I don't know. He's just really cool. Roy, you know what? I'm gonna put Roy in the A tier, because Roy, what? B tier, high B tier though. Roy, he turned his life around towards the end of the show, and you don't find that out until way later. But at the beginning of the show, he's kind of one of those jock kind of guys that working in the warehouse and everything. But he does turn his life around, and that's really cool. He learned piano and how to sing, and surprising his wife at his wedding and everything. So that's really cool. That's really neat that he did that. So I gotta give him some props for that. Dwight, another S tier. He's an S tier boy. Everyone knows everything about Dwight. He's just that kind of like oddball character that everyone loves, and the only thing that kind of isn't great is the fact that him and Angela were cheating on like when Angela was with Andy and the senator. They were still doing the dirty and everything like that. So I can maybe overlook that with Dwight, just because he's just such an overall amazing character. Now Angela, she's just. I would like Angela more if she wasn't just. She blames Pam on being the office mattress, but she's really the office mattress if you think about it. I gotta put her like in the B tier for that. Erin, I don't know. Her character, when she was added, I liked her better at that point in time, and then she got really kind of ditzy, and I didn't really fit for her, I feel like. And then she got better towards the end, when she was with Plop or Peter, and so I don't know. I'll probably put her in the B tier. She's okay, but the fact that her character kind of fluctuated throughout the shows, I don't know. It doesn't really sit super right with me. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. He's a good dude. I'll put him in the B tier. He's a good dude. He was, he's a nice guy, and he's in refrigeration, so he's pretty cool. So, all right, Peter. I actually really liked his character. I thought he was a great addition, and the fact that he likes Die Hard so much that he memorized the whole movie. I think that's pretty cool because Die Hard's a good movie. I like it. So, and Robert California. He's somewhere in this region. I don't think he's super great, but he's not like the worst. So I'll probably throw him in the C tier, just because he was like, his interview for Saber was just insane. Like, he was basically just destroying their mind crushing them, and then he just goes into like this whack job towards the end of his time through the show. So I think that's pretty fair. Karen. Now Karen, I think, is definitely an A tier. She was honestly she's super smart, and she's good at her job, and she's committed. And so the only thing that kind of like brings her down is that she was just kind of jealous of Pam, but like for like good reason, I guess. But still, Karen was just a good character. I thought she was a great character. I think she, it kind of sucks that she was only there for a little bit, but it makes sense for the plot and everything, because obviously Jim and Pam are supposed to be together. Whatever. Kelly. I like Kelly. I think Kelly's probably in the B tier, like high B, maybe low A. I think she just has some like great lines. Like her character fits really well for her. And the fact that she's one of the writers, she got to write really good things for her. And same thing with the fact that her and BJ Novak both wrote a lot of the show. They like wrote in their romance and their relationship and everything. So they like wrote it all. I think that's just really funny. So I think Ryan is also probably high B tier. I'll put him above Bob. He's got like, I think he's like a normal guy. He's just like a normal guy, but then like life just takes him for a loop all the time. Like, he becomes he gets the corporate position, then he does a lot of drugs, and then he is like homeless, and then he like loses it all, and then, all the way through the while, Michael still just loves him, and I think that's really funny. Meredith, you know what, Meredith's I think Meredith's a low A tier. Her like, the fact that she's a hoe makes her just that much funnier, because she's just an office worker. She works in, I can't remember what her position is, but she just works at the office, and then she's just like, all of her little like blips that she has in the conference room, they're always just like so out there when it comes to like, I'm not used to there being so many people in the room, or I'm used to people holding like the camera from behind or something like that. The fact that she just does that like randomly, I think that makes it great. Creed, S tier. Creed is S. I think Creed is probably my favorite character in the show. The fact everything that he says is just amazing. I don't think there's a single line that Creed has that is not good. He is definitely one of the best characters in the whole show, by far. Jan Levinson, no Gould. Is Gould dead? But you know what? I think Jan is probably a B tier character, probably above. Yeah, I'll put her behind Bob Vance. I thought she was pretty mean as a boss, but then the fact that the dinner party episode existed, that brings her stock up like so much, because that episode in itself was just a masterpiece. Like, the cringe level, the fact that just everything about the dinner scene was just amazing. Like, there was not a single part of that episode that was like boring or anything like that, or everything was always like next level, like almost one-upping itself the entire time. So I have to give her a lot of credit for that. Andy, now I think, you know what, Andy's a pretty good he's A for Andy. He tried his best as manager of the office and everything. The only thing that really sucks is him leaving the show. The fact that he did that 3-month cruise and everything, or not cruise, but the 3-month boat trip to the Bahamas or wherever they were selling the boat. I thought that was just really lame. Like, it sucks that he basically just destroyed his life for that, and his relationship with Aaron and everything. It just felt like a really sad way to go out, and the fact that he dumped on David Wallace's cars. But And he's a smart guy, and he did some good things while he was in the office, so I gotta give him some credit for that. Now, Toby's a C tier. He's not like the worst, he's not like the bottom, but he's definitely not like a great character. You know, he was so like weird to Nelly like all the time, and like I know that's the point, but it was just like it was like uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch. D'Angelo's a D tier. D for D'Angelo. I don't think he was that great, and the fact that he was only in the show for like 4 episodes or 5 episodes or something like that, it just wasn't. Will Ferrell's a great actor, and he's done some incredible things, and he's super funny, but his time on The Office was not funny. It just wasn't that great. And you know what? It is what it is. So that's my tier list. Let me know if my picks are terrible. Do you think, if you like Phyllis, I'm sorry. Leave a like, comment, tell me how your picks would line up. And that's about it. Subscribe for more content. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok, Parker's Plays or Parker's Plays TV, whichever platform you're looking for. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.